Yes, good morning, beautiful people. As you can see, we are already all smiles. We got some good energy today. We got some good games today, and we are just going to dive right into it. Week 6 of the NFL. Yes, we got a week 6, and we are here, and things hopefully are trending upwards. Knock on wood. I'm Mo Schefter. That's Germ So True. That's Vic Jr. And the one and only, call the 800 number to the top right of your screen. Moneyline Myron is with us yet again, and he's going to be a staple on the show moving forward because, hey, that's just the way we do things. So we got you covered. Sit down, get your popcorn, your coffee, your eggs, your muffins, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Turn off the television, put them on mute, turn down the narratives, and tune into the scene because we got a lot to cover, and we're just going to dive right into it. Quick update on a few things around the league. First, no new positive tests today for COVID. So, round of applause there. That's good news, as we mentioned last week and the week before and the week before that. It's not all doom and gloom. You know what I mean? Like let's just get through it on a week by week basis because at the end of the day, none of us, none at least as adults, none of us are in any business where we make excuses. Something's got to get done. We got to get it done. There's a problem. We got to find a solution, and hopefully the NFL will continue to resolve these issues that arise with COVID. As far as the games, fellas, let's just dive into it. First game on the docket, AFC North War. AFC North War. Me and Germ, we know the highways that we got to take between these two cities. It is going to be a huge battle today. We got the Cleveland Browns coming to the big catch-up battle to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over under is 51. Steelers are 3-point favorites in this game, as rightfully they should be. David DeCastro, unfortunately, he's out. Seems like it's going to be a week to week thing with that back. So Steven Wisniewski, former Raider, former Eagle slash Super Bowl champion, he should step in and do just fine. He's not going to be David DeCastro, but he's going to do just fine. On the offensive side as well, Deontay Johnson is out for this game. For the Browns, some surprising and some big names popping up on the injury report today for the Cleveland Browns. Number one, Wyatt Teller. Jerm has been talking about this kid for the last 5, 6 weeks. Wyatt Teller, they're arguably one of their best offensive linemen, probably their best run blocker. He's out today. And then Jarvis Landry and Odell, both questionable, but they'll both play. The more intriguing story is Baker Mayfield and his ribs. He's got some bruised ribs. Word is that it's very painful. He's probably going to have to wear some extra protection. So that's something to monitor throughout this game. Vic, let's just kick it with you. Have you kick us off, and we'll go around the horn. What you got on this game?
Yeah, Baker might have to get a nice one of those nice shots they give you before the game too to relieve some of that pain. Um, that's going to be interesting for this game, having all those guys questionable. Especially the guard and stuff like that. I think that the Browns need to continue to use the running game for this game to kind of contain that pass rush. The Browns still do have the edge tackles to contain that pass rush from the Steelers, but now it's going to be, can they protect Baker from the interior, and can they run the ball moving forward? The offensive line likes to move forward, especially the Browns' offensive line. So can they get that going for the Browns? For the Steelers, again, the pass rush can be contained by this Browns offensive line. So the secondary, see how it's Baker and those two receivers against that secondary and stuff like that. That's the matchup I'm excited for. Miles Garrett is gonna have to be big in this game again for the Browns, and I'm pretty sure he'll come through again against that Steelers offensive line.
Absolutely. You want to give your predictions? You want us to come back to you?
I mean, I'll give my prediction. I think the Browns have a chance to show who they are with this game. They have to, even if they lose, win or lose. I think they have a good chance to show where they stand in the league right now. But I think the Steelers win this game. I think it'll be a 20. I think it'll be 26-23 type of game. I don't see any high scoring for this game with all the injuries and stuff like that.
Got you. Got you. Jerm, what you got on this game?
The great Germ Stradamus. He is in the house today. And today, what we have for the people is a great understanding that the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be in a dogfight today. Number one, offensive line injuries are going to be big for Pittsburgh. The interior of that defense of that offensive line is going to have some problems with Cleveland, especially with Sheldon Richardson. He's been playing pretty well as well. I think we should have, as I'm looking here at the injury report, I do not see. Let me see.
Who are you looking for?
Agun Joby is playing. He don't know.
Yeah, he's playing.
I was looking for him because if he's playing to go along with Sheldon Richardson, they should be able to really pepper those A gaps when they decide they want to, and they should be able to do those things. The issue with the Browns is the secondary. We're just gonna call it what it is. The secondary is atrocious. Sendejo, you playing like a hoe. I don't like it. We just gonna call it what it is. Everybody's always open. Never mind. We ain't gonna go with the references. But the great Germ Stajamis with his predictions. What is that? You said Cleveland wins today by 7? Okay. Cleveland by 7. Myles Garrett gets 2 sacks and 1 strip fumble, and that is a big part of the difference in the game. And Cleveland runs the ball right at Bud Dupree. Okay, got you.
I hear you. I see you having some of that Ray's barbecue down there in Cleveland.
Ooh,
What is it called? Is that what it's called? Ray's? I forgot what it's called.
Braised.
No, Ray's. I forgot what it's called. I'll look it up. I'll look it
Ray's
up.
barbecue.
It's
What kind
something.
of
It's
fucking
something with
food
Ray
is
and barbecue in Cleveland, and clearly,
Sweet Baby Ray's?
I don't know. No, not Sweet Baby Ray sauce. Come on now. Come on now. MJ, on the fantasy end, what's your thoughts?
On the fantasy end, because it's going to be a dogfight, like you guys mentioned, and it is a conference war, I expect the big players to make big plays. Last week, we saw Claypool come out of nowhere. This is a perfect setup for Juju Smith to be able to go crazy because I'm pretty sure he ain't went to Ben Roethlisberger and was like, you know what, that was a great game you did to Claypool. This week, I'm going to need some action. It's
Hey,
just
and I'm gonna give y'all some interesting stuff. The number one receivers that go against the Browns average about 8 to 10 targets a game.
See, it's almost like we drew this up.
Yes, I was prepared for this.
So on the Cleveland end, per usual, look at the running backs. Kareem Hunt is a little banged up, so the backup running back, I can't remember his name. He looks like he has bell cow tendencies. What's his name?
Johnson. Ernest Johnson.
Dearness Johnson, if you haven't picked him up already, what are you waiting for? If he's still on the waivers, what type of league are you in, actually? So that's something I would even question even more. But
MJ,
anyway.
they don't do this. They don't do this.
Hey, listen.
The Germs Pajamas predicts most of them only win because they listen to ESPN in the morning. They don't win. They don't win anything because they're good.
Oh, I see the energy German Stradamus is on today. All right. Listen, here's what I got on this game. To me, it's going to come down to a few things. German mentioned that secondary. That secondary leaves a lot to be desired in general. And I think if you're Ben Roethlisberger today, I'm attacking those safeties all game long. They drafted Delpit out of LSU. He's on IR. He's not going to play for the season. And you could tell why they drafted him, because they understood that was going to be an area of concern, and it most definitely is an area of concern. Number 33, that's to show you I don't have any bias. I just look at the player. I don't even know his name. I just know he can't play very good. And as Germ said, Sendejo, shout out to my Puerto Rican people, he's playing like a pendejo because he is out of position on every week. I see him somewhere, and I'm like, yo, why aren't you there? And as me and Big Shot talked yesterday off air in our production meeting, and Big Shot just watches the game. He doesn't even get in the lab with the football stuff. He's got too much basketball to worry about. And football. Tune into that later this week. But with him, if there's a big play, look to the bottom of your screen, look to the left of your screen. You'll see him somewhere along just chasing that big play because he is out of position. And I think what Ben is going to see today, what they need to do is attack with double seam routes constantly and make those safeties choose which side to cover. And more often than not, they choose which side to cover before the ball is even thrown, because Sendejo, he's got his hips completely parallel to one sideline or the other most of the time. And that's just so hard for a safety who's already got stiff hips to twist your hips all around and go cover whatever area you need to go cover. So I think with double seam routes, double post routes, just things that attack deep middle of the field over and over and over, they should find some big plays against the secondary. And then for Pittsburgh again on that offense, I don't think there's a offense that gets more creative on 3rd and less than 5 than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They do so many different things, so many different formations. My favorite play, something that they started about 2 years ago with Antonio Brown. Actually, I lied. They started it with Le'Veon Bell. What they do is they put guys in a bunch set on one side of the formation, and essentially they run an extended screen. What happens is the two guys to the top, they run forward at whatever defender's facing them, and they pretend like they're running a route, but they're really blocking. And then you get that bottom receiver running a very quick slant. He catches it maybe a yard in front of the line of scrimmage. At that point, you can start to block if you're the receivers. You're already in position. That is an automatic 5-6 yards. And when they're on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3, you can expect to see that a lot. They do a lot of rub routes. They'll go empty. They just do a whole lot of things, and it's mainly based off of 2 philosophies: stretch the offense vertically and make the defense. Stretch the defense vertically and make the defense tackle with a lot of stuff underneath, screens, mesh concepts, and they got guys that know how to make people miss. For that reason, I just think Pittsburgh's going to have an overall efficient day with moving this ball on the defense. And I think this defense for Pittsburgh, they're going to give the Browns some problems, because Baker, he's playing very well. Don't get me wrong, but he's still missing some throws, and he's playing well off of like 2 or 3 plays and different variations of it that are just happen to work very well. And most of it is that bootleg reverse play action where he's taking the pocket far from the line of scrimmage, and he's got all the space to not only see the field but to set his feet and throw the football. I'm going with Pittsburgh to win this game. The over-under is, what I say, 51. It's hard not to take the over anytime Pittsburgh is playing. That's just how I feel at it. I'm going with the over, and I'm going with Pittsburgh to cover. Give me Pittsburgh 31-20. Moving on to the next game. Another AFC division match. This is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. Now, this is a big game, fellas. This is a big, important game. Shout out Frankenstein. This is a big game because Houston got that first win off their back last week under Romeo Crennel. Bill O'Brien is gone, and you could just see with the body language of everybody that it's a whole different vibe in Houston. And we know Tennessee can play on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They come in to play, and they come in to hit you in the mouth. As far as the injury report is concerned, Houston's got their tight end out, Jordan Atkins. For the Titans, Daquan Jones is questionable, and they still have Corey Davis, Jeffrey Simmons, and Adam Humphries on their COVID-19 reserve list. Matchup-wise, Jerm, let's start with you on this one. What you got?
This is real simple. It's 2 matchups that matter here. Deshaun Watson versus the secondary, and the Houston pass rush versus the Texans offensive line. Really simply put, the Texans will be able to get pressure. Derrick Henry will be able to run the ball, and water is not wet. Germ Sadamas is just going to let y'all know very, very simply, Deshaun Watson is going to have a good game because he always does against the Titans. Probably going to throw a bad interception in this game. And also, Derrick Henry is going to get whatever it is that he wants because this Houston defense can't stop nobody from running the rock. So look for Derrick Henry to have 125 yards, 2 touchdowns, and possibly a touchdown out of the air against this terrible, terrible, terrible football team that calls themselves the Texans. With that being said, let's go Titans, Germs Jamis.
Vic, what you got to add to this game, brother?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Myron MJ is gonna cover some of the fantasy stuff. Like Jerm is already, throwing Henry out there. But I think that with Brandon Cooks going off last week, I think it was 8 catches, 136 yards. And now you got Fuller, you got Cooks kind of, warming up. Now there's gonna be less attention given to Fuller. I want to see what Deshaun can do with both receivers now kind of warmed up, kind of get used to that offense. and hopefully open some things up for them. Hopefully get them started on a nice, winning streak and stuff like that. Get back in this race because I think they still, with a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, you want to see this team win some games. You know what I mean? So I want to see them at least make a playoff push. I'm gonna pick the Texans in this game. I'm gonna pick the. Like Jerm said, I think they'll struggle slowing down Henry, but with all the other guys missing, I think that the Texans can score enough points to win this game. I'm gonna go 31-27.
Got you. MJ, what you got on the fantasy for this?
I like Deshaun Watson a lot in this game, a whole lot. Usually it's just the age-old adage of when you're playing against a run-dominant team who can be able to establish itself and against a gunslinger, you expect that the Tennessee Titans to get up. You expect Deshaun Watson to have to throw a lot. I would be not shocked if that happens. And just kind of a tip for this week. Usually around through weeks 5 through 8, a lot of weird things happen. You start to see names that you've never seen before produce, and which causes a lot of people to go crazy and hurry up and run to the free agency waiver wire and hopefully slip up and give up some people that I could usually pick up because you panicked. But for the most part, that has to happen in order to keep balance in the football game. So you're not going to, unless, your name was Julio Jones, you're not going to get 13 targets a game. There's going to be probably 2 or 3 games in which you don't get those targets because NFL defenses are smart. They're going to adjust. They're going to put people over the top. They're going to take away those looks because they're seeing it on film every day, just like we see it when we study. So somebody usually has to step up around between the weeks 5 and 8. As you saw week 5, a lot of names you didn't know stepped up. So just to say what Vic says, I think this week is going to be the week of the stars. It's going to be the week of the people that you invested in your draft in the first 3 rounds. This is the reason why you picked them. You're going to see the breakthrough in this week for a lot of those guys. So I'm not going to be redundant and name certain names, but Deshaun Watson stands out. Obviously, Derrick Henry and Will Fuller, like Vic mentioned.
Right. And I think we've been calling for Brandon Cooks to be more involved in this offense every week. It's nice to see him get involved more. I'm sorry, Tennessee. I am violating here, picking against y'all 2 weeks in a row. I hate picking against this Tennessee team just because of the beef that they have and how just dominant they can be and how they can take over games. But Houston is that team that I'm looking at that's kind of rising right now. It's kind of playing better. I looked at that tape last week. I didn't write too many notes down. I just kind of wanted to look at them and see how they looked. Like I said, body language is better, communication is better, energy is up. I'm rolling with Houston today. I'm rolling with Houston for all the reasons that MJ mentioned on fantasy, for all the reasons that Vic mentioned. I'm just gonna roll with the Texans today. Close game, good game. Give me 31-27, Houston. Next game on the docket. Now, when this game might be a little surprise to some people that we're talking about it, so that we're highlighting this game, spotlighting this game, but I believe this game has got potential. You got the Chicago Bears traveling to play the Carolina Panthers, and what you're seeing is, I'm just gonna start it off real quick, fellas. Over under is 45, and it's a +1, -1, so that doesn't really matter. All you need to know is the over under is 45. I would stay away from the plus minus in this one, but on the over under, I'm leaning towards the over. But I'm probably going to take the under. What I'm saying is, stay the hell away from this game from a betting perspective. From a lab perspective, there's so many different matchups that can decide this game. We talked about last week, ultimately against Tampa Bay, it was going to come down to the play of Nick Foles. Well, came down to the play of Nick Foles. And he made some throws. Same thing for this one. For Carolina's quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, I got to give this coaching staff that I've had my eye on, that I've sat here week after week and called them out. I got to give this coaching staff for Carolina a lot of credit. They're simplifying things for Teddy. He's clearly digesting it. He's clearly processing it. More importantly, he's executing it. And as we said last week, the minute Cam Newton left Carolina, the value for Christian McCaffrey went down significantly. And so if I'm Carolina, I'm looking at my roster and I'm like, you know what? I can get some guys that are more valuable for my roster than one Christian McCaffrey. And that's just the bottom line. So trade deadline coming up. I know it sounds crazy. I know you gave him that money. I know you drafted him high, but damn it, this is a whole new regime. Whoever drafted Christian McCaffrey is not in that building anymore. So they have no obligations to keep him. And if it's me, I'm looking at my roster. I'm looking at what I can build. I'm putting Christian McCaffrey out there. I ain't saying, hey, what are you going to give me? I'm saying, yo, he's there. Call me if you want to. You got my line. And that's just what I'm going to do with it. I think with, and then on the other side for that defense is going to get better every week. Why? Experience. There's no substitute for experience in this world. And the Carolina Panthers defense is filled with a bunch of rookies. Last thing I'm going to say on this game, my week to week picks records has been sabotaged primarily because of these two teams. Because I just can't seem to figure out when they're going to win and when they're going to lose. Jerm, let's toss it over to you.
You cover so much there. The Germster dominance is I'm picking up that the Carolina Panthers can't score points. My goodness. And then the Bears can't score points either. Chicago wins 24-20, and it's just that simple. Oh, okay.
That's an under, by the way, then. Vic.
No, I mean, yeah, you cover. I mean, everything. Well, the Bears' offense is still the same. Whether it's Foles or Trubisky, they're still turning over the ball. I think Tampa Bay last Thursday gave up that game away. So I'm picking the Panthers to win this game. Like you said, I think there's more continuity there. I think the offense is really working around those simplified things for Teddy Bridgewater. Mike Davis has been outstanding. So I think they do enough to beat the Bears. I'll go 27. I'll go 27-20 on this one for the Panthers.
Okay. I'm going 23-19 Carolina. But if Khalil Mack can play like that, like what he did last week, every week, there's gonna be a problem. Real quick, my fault, my bad on the injuries. For Carolina, for Chicago, only Deion Bush is out. Everybody else who's questionable, including Danny Trevathan, he's good to go. He was a full participant on Friday. For Carolina, Kawan Short, that big beefy man in the middle, unfortunately, he's gonna miss the rest of the year. And Brian Burns, he should be back today. He suffered a concussion last week. He should be ready to go. And then Yetur Gross Matos, he should also be available today, but he is a game time decision. The rookie with a high ceiling. We got one more game to spotlight, but that's obviously the main event, and we saved the best for last around here. If you haven't figured that out by now, so let's jump on here, fellas, to the rapid game stuff, to the rapid fire games rather. Um, the first game on my schedule, we got the Denver Broncos traveling to the New England Patriots. Over under is 45. The Patriots are 8-point home favorites, as they should be, even though Drew Lock is back. The Broncos are still going to miss some key pieces today, including Melvin Gordon, KJ Hamler, and Noah Fant, that outstanding tight end. He's not going to be in there today, although Drew Lock and Philip Lindsay, as I mentioned, will be back. On the defensive end, Jeremiah Atuchu and Mike Purcell, their nose tackle, they're not likely to play in this one. Purcell is a game time decision because he was limited in Friday's practice. And then for New England, they added Shaq Mason, Sony Michel, and one more player that I wrote down, and I can't remember where I put it. They added 3 players to their COVID-19 reserve list. Doesn't mean they got it. It just means they are either sick of some way or they were in close contact with somebody who contracted the virus. So that's on that end. But most importantly, Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore are back today. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. Cam Newton and James White and this defense for New England is more than enough to beat this Denver team that just underwhelms every single week under Vic Fangio. I love Vic Fangio. I got a ton of respect for Vic Fangio. I know MJ does as well with what he did with that defense in Chicago in 2018. But some guys are just some guys are just coordinators. Not everybody is meant to hold that main stage. Not everybody is meant to be the captain of the ship. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think you're seeing that with Denver. It's not necessarily a bad football team. It's just the execution for them always falls short. So give me a team that sure as hell knows how to execute. Give me the Patriots to win this game 24-16. Vic?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots too. I think that Cam, with the little break that he gets, I think that they continue to improve in terms of their offense. I mean, like you said, the Broncos is just not a good football team right now. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna go. I think they'll score 33 points to the Broncos 20.
Okay.
Give me
Okay.
the Patriots.
Say less. MJ, what you got on the fantasy end?
For the fantasy end, I got nothing for you. But for the gambling end,
Oh, my bad.
take New
Gambling.
England. For the gambling end, take New England. I mean, if you wanted me to throw in a bonus for the fantasy end, we can go ahead and throw the New England kicker in there.
There you go. There you go. That's not you're right. You're absolutely right. Let's get to the comments real quick, fellas. KG, J Ham, Siobhan, Trav, Big Shot, Victor Mino. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Big Shot asked if not Big Shot. Trav asked if Melvin Gordon is in jail. Big Shot told him no, he's sick. Trav said because he's eating that jail food, he got sick. So we see the energy that Trav is on today. And yes, Victor Mino, water is not wet, contrary to popular belief. That's a public service announcement sponsored by Views from the 22 and the Scene Enterprises. Moving on. We got next game, the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Indianapolis Colts. Over-under is 46. The Bengals are 7.5 road underdogs. I don't know how you give Phillip Rivers more than a touchdown favorite with the way he's playing. He hasn't thrown for over 250 yards all season, and that's just not good. Some news to cover on the injury status. For the Bengals, AJ Green and Geno Atkins and Gio Bernard, as well as Jordan Phillips, are all expected to play today. They were all full participants in practice on Friday, so that's good news. Bad news, DJ Reader, the big free agent signing from Houston, he's gone for the rest of the year, unfortunately. We wish him a good recovery. And Sam Hubbard, he's on IR, not season ending, but he's going to miss at least about 3 weeks or so. Auden Tate is out. No, Auden Tate is questionable, but he was full on Friday. Mackenzie Alexander, questionable, but he also practiced on Friday, so he should be good to go. For the Colts, Mo Alley Cox, fantasy alert, he's out. Chaz Green is out as well. So is Anthony Costanzo. He's questionable again. And then also on the defensive end, Darius Leonard is once again, fellas, questionable. Who had this game?
I believe I can just take it right now.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
It's very, very simply put here. The Colts defense, they don't get enough pressure, but this is the game that they can get all of the pressure because the Cincinnati offensive line is atrocious. Those folks are terrible. It's like a red carpet to Joe Burrow's heart every time. It's like da, 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 da. Here's Carson. That's how they come down with the spotlight and everything coming down to sack them. It's terrible. It's not fun to watch. With that being said, though, the Indianapolis Colts are very, very, very overrated. Defensively, they're overrated. If you're going to give Joe Burrow one defense or one or two defenses to look at, for a rookie quarterback that didn't struggle against the zone, that does have the players to attack this zone defense, the zone concept of a defense, we'll call it, this should be a game that he should be able to get his rocks off. So with that being said, I am not picking Indianapolis with that Jake-ass quarterback that they have. He is terrible. He is probably one of the worst in the league. If I don't see Jacoby Brissett by the end of this game or by the fourth quarter of this game, I'm letting you know right now that I'm going to be calling for somebody else's job out here because the coaching talent just plain sucks. I'm sick of this, SH. We got to do better. If I see Phillip Rivers throw another punt for another consecutive week, I'm throwing everything at my desk on the floor. I'm sick of it. I can't take it no more. Phillip Rivers, amazing grace, how sweet get out of here.
Yeah. Hey. Okay, and it's official now. Darius Leonard is inactive indeed. Darius Leonard, but Anthony Costanzo is active. Good news there. Vic, what you got on this game?
I mean, Germ just took it. I want to see Jacoby already, bro. Like, I mean, are we serious right now? Like, you got Ty Hilton, one of the better receivers in the league, just not being used as he should be. Could that be an arm issue? Could that be what routes Philip trust, to throw? Just can we put Jacoby on the field? And then on the Bengals side, I mean, Burrow again. This is a situation where you see if there's a really good quarterback, or if is it just a guy that played well in college. Joe Burrow is a damn good quarterback, despite the fact that they can't protect him. So I need to see them run the ball even more. They did that the last couple of weeks. Please protect that kid until you can get some more beef up front. Because I mean, Jonah has been a disappointment, and if he can't play left tackle, let's start looking at him at the guard position.
MJ, what you got on the gambling on this one?
I'm actually picking Indianapolis. Why? Because Cincinnati can't block. They can't block at all. It's so ironic how this all goes full circle. I'm about to just tell you the whole full circle of life in about two things. First thing, I dropped Mo Alley Cox to get Frank Gore so that I could put him in for Tyler Boyd. That's the first circle. The second circle, Indianapolis Colts actually lost a quarterback that was a number one pick because they couldn't protect him, all to be able to play a number one quarterback that can't be protected. Full circle.
Full circle. Full circle. Listen, I'm torn on this game. I'm going to just keep it all the way real with you. And I have no idea who I'm going to pick as I'm speaking to you right now. So I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to channel Nostradamus to get on Germ's energy. And I'm just going to say, I can't keep picking against Joe Burrow. It's been 5 weeks. I've picked him to lose every single week. Ironically enough, I'm 4-1 picking Bengals games. I got to pick him to win eventually. And I want to see him win this game. I'm not saying
the Eagles game, the Eagles game doesn't count because that was a tie. We only counted that as a loss because.
Oh yeah. That's right. They had that tie.
So
That's
you
right.
would be like 2-3 if you know. So
I am. Actually, I am. I forgot about that tie. But I've picked him regardless. I've picked him to lose every week, and I just can't keep doing that to Joe as high as I was on him coming out the draft. So give me the Bengals because, like Germ said, that defense is slightly overrated, and I just feel eventually they're gonna expose you to the folks who don't know you. And so I'm taking Joe Burrow to win this game. Hopefully he gets Tyler Boyd a heavy amount of targets on those posts and slants, and maybe even find some things on the outside. So give me the Bengals to win this game. What's the over under 46, 7.5? Oh,
I gotta make my pick real quick. I'm gonna go with the Bengals here. I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well. I want to take Indianapolis to try to close that gap between our picks and stuff like that. But
right. No, like
I also got to keep up. So I'm gonna take the Bengals because I think they can take this game.
It's not even about that keeping up, Vic, with our little competition. I just personally, I'm just telling you right now, I'm being completely honest with you. I just want to see Joe Burrow win this game. For the sake of football, please let Joe Burrow beat Phillip Rivers. That's what it comes down to.
Just my new name. My new name says it all for you too.
We don't believe.
just get him out of here. Just
Jacoby.
Man.
Just like Jameis should be playing for the Saints, Jacoby needs to be playing for the Colts now.
So
quarterback's athletic again.
Phillip Rivers' new name is Cap.
Wait.
Remember Any Given Sunday?
Cap Rooney.
Oh,
Cap Rooney.
Yeah,
Cap Rooney.
yeah.
Nah, Cap Rooney
like
Cap Rooney was better than that.
Maybe.
Talk about who's the number one progress stopper right now in the NFL.
Progress stopper?
Yeah, progress stopper.
A Philly given Sunday.
Oh, you're talking about okay.
A Philly given.
Okay.
A Philly given Sunday.
J Ham right now is spreading negative slander in the comment section, saying that I hate Joe Burrow and that I told him that off the air.
I believe you. That's why my name is We Don't Believe You. We need more people. That's why.
Josh Storm's in the building. What's going on? Leon Williams is in the building today. He says, what if Rivers throws 4 touchdowns. Hey, what if Rihanna slides in my DMs? I don't know.
Oh, man, look.
They're gonna be 3 or 4 yard touchdowns. Tell you that.
Listen, I know I'm gonna hit a home run. She slides in my DMs. I know that much. Anyways, moving on. Shout out Riri.
Where?
Shout out Lil Miss Sunshine. Next game on the docket.
Mo gonna be like this. I still don't know why it's happening.
Jukebox Germ in the building.
Yo, Ham said
Just press play.
Ham said he had 3 sacks against the Bengals last week.
I believe it, Jay.
Because Storms couldn't block him.
All right.
Trip him, do something, man. Dang.
Pencil.
Yeah. Petey, come on, Petey. All right, let's get it going. We're gonna do rapid fire on these next few games as we just real rapid fire on these next few ones. Detroit versus Jacksonville. Vic, I know that's your game. Over under is 55. Jacksonville 3-point home underdogs. DJ Chark, he was a game time decision. He looks like he's good to go. Josh Allen, he was doubtful. He's gonna be good to go. Shout out Adam Schefter for tweeting that to me. Tyler Eifert, he should also be playing today. And for the Lions, Desmond Trufant is out, and Frank Ragnow is out, and the rookie tight end Hunter Bryant, he's on IR with a concussion, so he's out for about 3 weeks on that end. Vic, what you got on this? Oh, last thing. I'm sorry. Before you go, rumor has it on these Twitter streets. Rumor has it if the Jaguars win today, Matt Patricia might not catch the flight back home. Go ahead, Vic.
Ooh, listen,
we don't believe you. We need more people.
The Lions right now are 1-3. I mean, if they want to stay in this race, they have to win this game against a 1-4 football team, despite how good offensively Jacksonville has been. I think that, now Stafford has Galladay, Stafford has Hawkinson to throw to, get those guys more involved, heavy targets if you need it, get that running game going, of course. I mean, the Lions need to win this game. I still think that they do. So I'm going to go with the Lions in this game. I think it's another low-scoring game. I'm going to go 28-23.
You said Lions 28-23?
Yes,
okay.
Lions 28-23.
Jeremy, your thoughts on this game?
Man, these damn mustaches is wow, boy, I tell you. Because, see, the problem is Matt Stafford has the beard. I think I'm just going to go with the guy with the beard. Just going to make logic, just real simple. Because I don't trust the guy whose name is Minshew when I got a guy like Stafford. Sounds like Bradford. And Bradford sounds like somebody. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. When I pick a team that they supposed to win a game and they utterly disappoint me, I ain't gonna pick them for a few weeks. All right. So I'm off Detroit right now. And to tell you the truth, and this is me. You know how much I love Matt Patricia. You know how much I actually thought he was gonna be a good coach. But the fact that he stood up there and said, when I came here, we had a lot of things to fix. He should have been fired then. They should have cut the mic.
That's a lie.
Took his hat off, took his jacket off, took his badge, and just said, hey, your Uber's waiting. And we got you an Uber pool. We didn't even get you an Uber X. We got you a pool. You got to walk a little bit, walk down the street, across the hall, across the highway, and wait for him to pick you up in a Hyundai Elantra. When he said that dumb shit. Excuse my language, YouTube. I'll put the check mark. Don't worry about it. Because Jim Caldwell was actually building something in Detroit. Yes, it's not his fault they couldn't get competent beef. And now Matt Patricia wants to come in there when they had a winning record over 3 years with Caldwell, and they ain't won a lickety-do. I don't even know what that means since he's been there. So, for the culture.
Too much focus on bringing in too much Patriot players into the scheme here.
The Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, Deron Harmon. I mean, they just got everybody that Belichick said, I can do better than you. They want him. Anyways, whatever. Go ahead.
So, now that you click that check mark, I'm playing against DJ Chark and Kenny Galladay. I personally don't give a fuck about any of these teams. I want the end of the score to be 8-7. I'm trying to win. Fuck all
I hear you. I'm going with Jacksonville.
That check mark.
Yeah. Don't worry. Is it?
Going with Jacksonville.
I'm going with Jacksonville because it's for the sake of football. Once again, my last two picks are for the sake of football. Give me Jacksonville to win this game. Next game on the docket.
Oh no,
Real
Trav!
quick,
Not the
hold on.
Coop New. Oh no, Trav! No,
What happened
no,
with
Trav. That's
Travis,
what
you do that.
Swamp was okay last night in the rap battle. KCJ and Swamp was battling, and Swamp kept saying Coop New. He kept saying that. Oh no, Trav! No, not the Coop New. No,
Hey,
no.
another comment in there. Ham said they could have picked him up in the MILF wagon. He don't deserve to be picked up in the MILF wagon because he ain't pimping.
He needs the guilt
Listen,
wagon.
listen,
Oh.
but if Patricia gonna go, Stafford gotta go with him. If they lose this game,
No, I disagree with that.
bro,
Because-
it's time to move on. If
Okay.
they can continue to lose, it's time to move on.
That I'm not going to disagree with, right? That I'm not going to disagree with. But you can't just move on from Stafford and bring in Blake Bortles. You can't just move
That's
on from
true.
Stafford and go bring me Case Keenum. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to move on from Stafford, have
At the
a
end of
plan
the-
to move on from him.
In the
That's all.
offseason. In the
Yes.
offseason.
In the offseason, as the jukebox continues to play in the background.
I'm yours to have and to hold.
Yo, I don't even know what to say about you no more, Jerm.
Hey, that's all we can do with Matt Patricia because he's a Bill Belichick puppet, right?
He is.
I'm
He
your
is,
puppet.
though. He is.
Oh,
He is, though.
you gotta hit it. You gotta hit the dance. You gotta,
All right, boy, I gotta double click that check mark now after those movements you making live on there. Yeah. All right, Jerm is in timeout. I agree with you, Siobhan.
Mute him.
We're gonna put Jerm in timeout. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. We got the FC Washington. Shout out Big Shot Ron. We got FC Washington versus the New York Giants. Over-under is 42.5 on this game. Joshua Garnett and Cole Holcomb Josh Garnett is out. Cole Holcomb and, more importantly, Brandon Sheriff are back today for FC Washington. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game, y'all. No way in hell am I going to spend too much time on this game. Give me New York. Give me New York for no reason.
I got 100 guns, 100 clips. I'm from New York. You can tell the way that Daniel Jones threw the interception. We caught. And we can't take it for granted because life is too short. Oh, sorry. Give me New York. Life is too short to focus on this game too much.
Yes.
New York Giants. If you lose this game, you need to Giants. If y'all lose this game, I got more things to say about y'all on the 20 Tuesday show or whatever show it comes out to be. I'm gonna have some slander. Jorge, where you at? Because you had a lot to say last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on your ass like a girl with a big booty and fat pockets. It's going down. Y'all understand?
They gotta jump a little bit when they put them on.
Yes, I'm on your ass like back pockets. You heard me?
Vic, what you got on this, bro?
Is Kyle Allen gonna play or not?
Yes, he's playing.
Okay, so give me Washington since y'all going with the Giants. Fuck it. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna go Washington.
Why not? I know this though. We haven't said anything worth listening to, the three of us, on this game. But I know for one fact, MJ got something for y'all to maybe pay attention to on the fantasy and on the gambling.
Big Washington's defense, if you haven't.
Yes.
Death, taxes, and Daniel Jones is going to turn the ball over. Yeah,
I want to see that there's going to be a key matchup. All right, even though we didn't, want to go lab wise here.
The pin just fell apart.
You seen that, right?
That's what this game makes you do. The game makes you prepare.
Listen, I honestly thought I was
like the pin was like,
what kind of witchcraft is going on
about this game? And the pen just said, I quit. The pen quit because you writing about this game.
Yeah.
Like, why are you wasting my time
on this game? What kind of voodoo and he knew was that?
I don't even know what I was going to say now.
Because it's not important.
The pen gave up. The pen we writing on what? I quit.
But I want to see Chase. I want to see Chase versus the left tackle for the Giants. That's matchup right there.
Yes.
That's going to be K. Yes.
Versus Andrew Damas, top 5 picks. Go ahead, MJ.
No, I just actually am curious to see who gets sacked the least. I picked the team that I felt was going to get sacked the least, which is Washington.
Yo, Vic, man, how did the pen fell apart because he did that bullshit ass pick? That's what the reason.
Yeah,
he
that's exactly
Kyle
why.
Allen. Oh, Jake ass dude.
I mean,
Pen
we
ran
can't
out of
see.
ink.
We can't see Alex Smith out there.
We don't want to see Alex Smith out there.
No, I'm with y'all.
We don't want to see Alex Smith
and I'll
out
be
there.
honest, I'm just through with FC Washington in general, man. I'm through with them folks. Until y'all do right by my guy Haskins, man, I can't support that franchise, bro. I just can't do it.
Well, I disagree with that because Haskins got to do right by Haskins too.
He's got to do both. He's got to be
we
both
got
ways.
we got to hold that man accountable as well.
He can do better. He can do better, but so can the front office.
Well, I think for Washington, for me, I'm on a fresh, clean slate with FC Washington because it's a whole new culture inside that office. Outside of the head guy, obviously, but hey, he as long as he just writes the checks and does nothing else, they'll be all right. Next game on the docket, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Germ, just take it.
There we go.
Just take it.
So number one, I'm picking Philadelphia to win this game for 3 reasons. Number one, Carson Wentz versus the Blitz is going to be very, very hard for the Ravens in space with Miles Sanders, with Mr. Scott, with Zach Ertz. I think that combination will be very, very hard for the Ravens to cover today. Number 2, Lamar Jackson struggles throwing the ball downfield. The Eagles struggle covering the ball downfield. I think those 2 things collide today, and I think Lamar just shows you he's still terrible, and the Eagles defense shows you that they're still terrible, but he's more terrible than they're terrible. So I just think the terrible outweighs terrible here. So we got the terrible versus the terribler. And then for those who don't understand what my name is, we don't believe you. We need more people. Guess what? It's okay. You'll see when he throws that shot put release down there to Hollywood Brown, and it goes 5 yards in front of him. So with that being said, I think the Ravens, and this is a very, very interesting conversation me and Mo had last night. The Ravens run the ball. That is a strength of them. They run the football very well. But the weakness of the Eagles, after it becomes down to the front 7, and them being a very, very good front 4, especially, and allowing the linebackers to come up and fill gaps, what we get bad tackling angles. We get bad tackling in general. No wrapping, no bringing people down, and all that other stuff. Let's clean it up today. If we tackle, we win. It's just that simple. Because the better quarterback in this situation is who I'm going to pick. Because I think both of these defenses leave some things to be desired. Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey is still purse snatching out there. I see it every week on the tape. They out there purse snatching, holding past 7 yards, and it's annoying. So let's just call it what it is. Let's see what we can get. The safeties are able to be attacked for this Baltimore defense. Give me the Eagles today. I think it's going to be a very close game, though. I think like 27-24 type of game, late Carson Wentz drive. Carson has to get going as well. I'm also picking this guy because Carson, just like he's picked against Burrow most majority of the season, I've picked against Carson. And I had Carson as my number 5 quarterback this year coming into the season. Carson, it's time for you to claim your germ status.
Hey, I mean, that dude is playing like a superhero, if you ask me. Vic, what's your thoughts on this game?
As much as Germs wants to go at the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and all of that, they're still the more formidable. They're still the stronger team, okay? So I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think that they blow out the Eagles in this game, 35-23.
Okay. All right.
How many yards do Lamar throw for?
Lamar's going to throw for like 99, but go for like 150. I mean, because that's what they do.
Hey,
that's what he does.
Hey, I'm 13 of 27 passing too.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't even be mad that I can't even be mad that he picked them now that he said that. Look, you can have it. I don't want it no more.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a couple reasons why I think Baltimore is gonna win this game. One, Philadelphia's defense can't tackle for a nickel. That's number 1. Number 2, I think Hollywood Brown is gonna find some open space streaking down the boundary on a couple plays, and he's gonna be wide open. Number 3, They got nobody to stop Mark Andrews. They got nobody to stop Mark Andrews. And number 4, to be quite honest, I think this Baltimore Ravens defense can match up pretty well against a banged up offensive line, a nicked up receiving core, and a running back committee that's just not the most reliable in the world. So give me Baltimore to win this game. I do think it's going to be close. I got Germ score flipped. Give me Baltimore 27-24. Justin Tucker gives them the W. Next game on the docket, we got about 5-10 minutes, fellas. Next game on the docket, we got Atlanta versus Minnesota. Over under is 54. Atlanta 4-point road underdogs. And here's another game. Here's another game where it's like, what are we gonna get? We got Atlanta coming in with a new coach finally, and we got Minnesota, who seems like they're rising here. So Vic, take it away.
I got a few notes for this game. I'm gonna try to get through them as much as possible. I mean, we got an 0-5 Falcons team. We got a 1-4 Vikings team. I think they both have been very disappointing. You got Atlanta with the 11th total offense right now, and the Minnesota Vikings with the 17th total offense. They have been to me. These are offenses that you would think were a top 10 by this time in the season, by week 6. So they got Julio. Atlanta got Julio back. I still think that they need to get Hayden Hurst started. Hayden Hurst, I think I would take him in fantasy this week. They need to get him the ball more, especially up the middle of the field. Take some pressure off of Julio and continue to run the game continue the running game with Gurley, who has looked better the last couple of weeks, surprisingly. So, Raheem Morris now being the head coach, he needs to get Deion Jones going. I saw a little bit of film on that defense. Deion Jones not only doesn't look like he's comfortable right now, but he's not hustling. There's no there's that speed that he used to show in his previous last couple seasons. It just seems he's very unmotivated. That could be a head coach situation. Now again, you got Raheem now. Let's see how that defense plays out. And for the Vikings, man, if they want to be in this race, they need to win this week. Unfortunately, that'll put the Falcons to an 0-6 start. But if the Vikings, if they want to compete like I think they should, and I think they're able to, and go for a playoff run, they have to win this game. So I'm going with the Vikings in this game. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I think they'll score 36 points on this defense, who just does not look like they want to play anymore.
You know what, Vic? I'm with you. I think we picked Houston to win last week because of we did not trust Bill O'Brien at all, and we trusted Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the same situation because we don't trust Matt Ryan. And no way listen, there isn't a blue chance in hell. Shout out to Vince McMahon and The Rock that I am picking Matt Ryan 2 weeks in a row. So for everything Vic stated, even though there's no Dalvin Cook, give me Minnesota to win this game. You said 36. I like that score. I'll go 35-28 Minnesota, and Matt Ryan's going to throw an interception in scoring position. Jaron, what you got on this? Wrap it real quick, brother.
Just give me Minnesota. Don't nobody want to play with the Falcons.
Ain't nobody want to play with the Falcons right now. MJ, what you got on the gambling and on the fantasy for this one?
I got Minnesota. There's no need for me to over the top explain it. And for the fantasy end, if you haven't picked up Madison again, what the hell have you been doing? I think he's going to find his way into the end zone 1 or 2 times. It's not going to be the breakaway like Dalvin Cook usually do, but he'll find the end zone. I am hoping for my rookie to go ahead and give me some money, Justin Jefferson, and that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I mean Dalvin Cook, man. As special as he is, injury is always going to be a thing in his career. So Madison, it should be somebody has stashed in the bench somewhere on their fantasy league. So
they're also very similar runners. They're very similar runners. Go ahead, Jerm.
Can I push this? Can we all just say Miami for the next game and move to the next game? Miami versus the Jets.
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
I go with Miami. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Party in the city when the heat is on, all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Ooh.
Okay. All right. Next game, as we're gonna skip over the other one, we got although MJ, you got him covering, or you got him covering, right? With that
Yeah.
9. Okay, making sure.
Yeah.
Making sure. Next game on the docket, we got the Los Angeles Rams versus the San Francisco 49ers. And this game, to me, fellas, over under 51.5. 49ers 3-point home underdogs, rather. This game, to me, fellas, is real simple. It's a very good matchup, but it's a simple matchup. We know what we're going to get. It's just a matter of execution. Vic, what you got on this game?
I mean, again, I got a lot of notes on this game. This is a game that you assigned me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try to keep it short.
Do you think?
We got a situation here where we got the 4-1 Rams, 2-3 49ers. Rams have a chance to kind of, bury the 49ers in this division. Real quick, the IR scoring right now is 13-3 49ers. They have the lead there.
Damn.
Okay. So, you also got Quan Alexander out for this game. I don't know if you can confirm that for me. But the 49ers, in order for them to win this game, they're going to have to find pressure somewhere. Even with the missing pieces that they have on that defensive line, Eric Armstead, and Ken Law have been great for that interior pressure. They're going to have to attack that Rams offensive line, who you can get some sacks on. And then the Rams, real quick, man, I was watching some Aaron Donald film. Bro, the way they're able to scheme and get him some one-on-one type of matchups is ridiculous.
Yes.
They had him at the edge in some snaps last week against the Redskins. And so when they have him isolated, they did stunts, they did slants with the other guys. So they rushed 5 players. With the other 4, they did slants, they did stunts, and that would give him a one-on-one matchup. And I mean, we saw the result of that, what he did. I think that he can take advantage of that against this 49ers offensive line. So I think this is a low scoring game, but I think that the Rams get 27 and I think the 49ers just get 17. Jimmy is going to play. I think he is starting, but he looks quite rusty. He looks quite rusty right now. So I'm going to go with the Rams 28-17.
Yeah, and this Rams defense is again rising to me. This defense is trending upwards, and it's really because of 2 players. Vic mentioned Aaron Donald, obviously probably the best football player ever. And then obviously you got Jalen Ramsey, who's still top 2 corner in this league, along with Stephon Gilmore. Give me LA to win this game. I'm gonna go LA. You said, would you say 24-17?
No, I'm going Rams 28-17 with this one.
Okay, I'm going LA 24-17 on that end. MJ, I don't think you had anything to add to this game, right?
Absolutely not.
Jeremy, take it away, brother.
Fresh Jeremy is just gonna holler at y'all like this because there's a nightmare on Jimmy Garoppolo Street, and his name is Aaron Donald. It's a nightmare on his street because that man is possessed.
Man.
That man is like, I don't know what we're gonna call him, but he's different. Give me the different guy. Give me the different guy. I want him on my team.
I mean, again, when you have a situation where he's as good as he is, plus they're purposely scheming for him to have some one-on-one matchups, I don't care who the offensive lineman is. He could be one of the best in the league. He's going to win those matchups.
So with that being said, let's dive into the comments before we get to the main event.
Oh, it's a lot of them. That's what I was reading at first.
So we got
they wilding in the comment section.
So Leon says, Mo, with these analogies. Oh, by the way, he loved your vernacular. Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh.
I love it. I love the energy today.
Siobhan said you stay with the analogies and you be long-winded. And she put laughing out loud.
Hey man, it happens.
That's what happens when you're on that gourmet.
It's the lab.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're on that gourmet.
You put all this work in, you want to get your rocks off.
Man.
I mean, hey, look, we're gonna talk to Siobhan in the terms of doing hair. All of the studying that you did while you did hair style hairology, I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you get your rocks off when you be in the salon? Get it, John. All right. But
I don't know if we just violated a sexual harassment policy there, but if we did, we sorry. The check mark is on. The check mark is on. So
what? Because I did that?
I don't know. It was a different energy in your guns. Like
no, my guns.
I don't know what the guns is filled with. I still don't know what the guns filled with. I'm worried about what
Hennessy.
the guns is filled with. What is those guns? Nope, don't answer that question.
Yeah, don't answer that question.
Anything's possible.
Jeremy R. Smith.
Yes, very good. Fresh Jeremy. But seriously, all that being said, I thought that was very, very interesting. And then she called me Germ Fresh Prince. Well, no, it's Fresh Jeremy. We don't got to do all that other stuff. Jeffrey Hallman, shouts out to him in the comments.
Yes.
Raheem Morris gets the defense the key on Madison, and ATO gets their first victory. We're gonna see what happens. And then now we get more comments coming in, and basically Trav called me Thanos DT. I don't know what that means. Calling me a defensive tackle.
He's talking about Aaron Donald.
I mean, when a dude season is training with knives, like real life knives. These ain't no fake knives. These ain't butter knives. He training with Freddy Krueger's hand and slapping it away. Like when you doing that, it's like
it's crazy.
Let's say man said whoops. Whoops.
Hey, Aaron Donald, he knows how to become water, my friend. Shout out Bruce Lee.
Oh, you're gonna like this next one then, because I'm Germ Lee. Go ahead.
Anyways, we are here to the main event. It ain't even no question what the main event is. We got Bootleg 12 versus HD 12, but Bootleg been playing a little 4K so far this year. We got the Green Bay Packers traveling down to Central Florida, not South Florida, Central Florida, to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are 3-2. Green Bay is undefeated. They've been balling. Let's get to the injuries real quick, fellas, before we move on to the breakdown. Devontae Adams and Kenny Clark both returning in this game. That is huge. You got your best player on offense and your best player on the defense back in this game. And for the Green Bay Packers, the run defense all year has been below par and below their standard, and that's because big number 97 ain't been there. Well, big number 97 is back today, and that's crucial. Tyler Irvin, their third or fourth guy on the running back depth chart, a pass catching guy, a return specialist, he's out today. And also Rashawn Gary, Zadarius Smith, Kevin King, and Montravius Adams are all questionable, but they all should see the field. And if you're the Packers, you better hope Zadarius Smith sees the field because he's one of the keys in this game. And then for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we the people, Carlton Davis, game time decision with an ankle. He should be good to go. I think they've been just protecting him all week so he can be ready to go for this one. Leonard Fournette, they say he is going to be limited in this game. We'll see how McCoy and Vaughn fill in. And it's obviously going to come back down to Ronald Jones. So we'll see how that goes for them. And then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is finally back in this game. And I got a bold prediction about Chris Godwin in this one. I got about 3 pages of notes for this game. So I'm going to start with you, Germ, and then go to Vic. And whatever y'all don't say, I'll say. Go ahead, Germ.
WWJ stands for Walk with Germ. So first things first, walk with me, brothers and sisters, as we go down this rabbit hole. The Packers secondary contains a guy named number 23, Jair Alexander. With Jair Alexander, what we got going on is he will be the guy who will be responsible for covering guys like Chris Godwin and guys like Scotty Miller. When he covers Scotty Miller, Brady don't even look at him because there's no point. Because Scotty just ain't got the juice right now. He ain't got the juice like that. When he covers Godwin, where Godwin is going to be able to get off on him as when Jair goes to a 12-yard cushion. The 12-yard cushion that Jair gives on about 60% of his snaps, for whatever reason that is, he likes to give that pressure because he likes to read and react, kind of like a linebacker, and figure out. And so he has enough time to synchronize not only just the route that you're throwing with your receivers, with the quarterback and the timing, but he also likes to, he's a gambler. He likes to try to get there, dislodge the football, intercept the football, strip the football, and all those different things. Godwin is going to have it really easy this week. I think this is an easier matchup when you play against aggressive corners, when you're a guy like Godwin. So I think more than anything, this is a game where he should have about 10 to 12 targets, and he should have 6 to 7 catches, and it should be easy. Shouldn't be hard. And you should be able to catch Jair on that horse a couple of times on some of them drag routes and get some yards after the catch. Mm-hmm. With those things being said, anytime you force a switch concept, And you want to force that switch concept with Adrian Amos because for whatever reason, he does not switch. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. But I've seen quite a few plays where that switch concept, we get a guy over in a corner on a corner route or something of that nature, running wide open, and we just get quarterbacks who miss them. It won't happen with 12 today because the real 12 will be making some adjustments off of that. On the Packers side of football, it's really simple. Run the ball, play action, tight ends, make your plays when you can. Aaron Rodgers, continue to play MVP caliber football. But most importantly, there was the Smith brothers. It's all about the Smith brothers. Hit Donovan Smith every time you get a chance because that dude's because your baby mom's a scrub like Brillo because Banks is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Yeah, that's Donovan Smith. He's Brillo. So with that being said, I'm picking Tampa Bay in this game. I think Brady and this team bounce back this week. Having Godwin back really helps them in the 3 seconds or less passing game, which I think you implement that. If you can't run the ball with Ronald Jones, quick hits, get on the ground. Let's do it again. Quick hit, get on the ground. Let's do it again. And then after that, we got Mike Evans, long. We got some big plays we should be able to get off of that. In that order. Tampa Bay, 37. Packers, 31.
Hey, Vic, anything? Go ahead, MJ.
This is a greasy food game. This is a game in which you break all of your calorie counts.
Yes.
So the Rotel, the deep dish pizza, the wings fried hard with lemon pepper mild sauce, the jerk wings, the mac and cheese, the one that you actually got to bake, not the Karen mac and cheese, the real mac and cheese, not the one that come in a box that it take 5 minutes to cook.
No,
that real boy.
Yes,
the cabbage, all of that stuff. This is where you got to be able to create a deficit on the treadmill in the morning. This is one of those games. This is a Rotel special. I'm gonna call it a Rotel special. Shout out to my Memphis people who rock with the Rotel.
Hey,
that's all I want to say.
Listen.
So I can't pick. I'm too busy eating. Why would I pick while I'm trying to enjoy my food?
It's enjoy your food and enjoy good football because that's what you're gonna get in this game. Hey, for me, I got a 14-inch buffalo chicken sandwich waiting at $4.25 with about a 24-ounce sweet tea because damn it, I'm enjoying this game. It's been a long week. That long week. Vic, what you got on this game?
I mean, I'm excited too. We finally get a little Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady kind of matchup. Besides the quarterbacks scoring a lot of points in this game, I think fantasy-wise, I think Devontae Adams is going to be number 2 or number 3 behind those guys. Having Devontae Adams back for Aaron Rodgers, I think is going to be big. I think Carlton Davis is a special cornerback, but I don't think he's gone up against a guy like Devontae Adams. The guy's route running is outstanding. And then you got Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. I'm expecting 8 catches minimum. All right. I don't know how many yards he gets off of that, but 8 catches minimum off of Adams. That matchup is going to be fun for me to watch. On the Tampa Bay side, offensively, they need to get Fournette in this game. Ronald Jones to me is more of a liability than a help. I think that Leonard Fournette, if I'm wrong, y'all could correct me. What I think is that he is a better pass catcher than Ronald Jones. Okay, so we need to get him involved in the game, not only running the football, but in passing situations for Brady, because Brady is just, if he does not see what he likes up the field with the receivers, he knows exactly where your running back is. If you're on the spot, that ball will come to you. And I think Fournette is more reliable there. So I need to see more Fournette for the Tampa Bay offense. Other than that, like y'all said, big buffet of options here, for people to score some points with the receivers and the tight end. So,
well, let me just wrap it up then with a few things. Let me bring it all full circle because you guys touched on a lot of very key points. First thing I'm gonna touch on is Adrian Amos that Germ talked about. That's a guy that Brady could find a way to take advantage of his limitations in pass coverage. Mm-hmm. What else is important in this game? Well, for Green Bay, they don't really have linebackers that Brady has to respect. And you hear me talk about this for as long as you've heard me talk about Brady. So we've been on this platform for 6 years in the groups, 5 years. if you don't have safeties and linebackers that he has to respect, it's going to be a long day for your defense. And he can be very disrespectful to linebackers he has no respect for. Like he will literally put it over their head and say, I know you can't catch this. And I think that's going to be some of the things that they can take advantage of in this game today. So we talk about Gronk a lot. It's week 6. It's been a 10-day rest. Gronk, spotlight's on, baby. The spotlight is on. If Gronk doesn't perform today, you can officially say I'm slightly concerned about the overall conditioning of Rob Gronkowski. My bold prediction in this game, because of all those things that are going to be open between the numbers, posts, digs, those things should be open over and over and over today, especially off of play action. So my bold prediction for this one, Chris Godwin, 14 catches, because I believe Chris Godwin in the slot can do a lot of damage against this Packers defense. Other routes they can run, slants versus zone coverage only. And then another thing they need to combine, they need to do, and Jerm, you and I talked about this formation. Um, get guys in stacks, get guys in bunches, and run some quick out routes so you can attack the outside of the field instead of just going inside, inside, inside. Stack your receivers up or put them in bunches and let somebody run an outside route only if that corner on that play side is playing off coverage, like Jerm talked about. And then anytime you see them playing zone, I'm going quick slant to Evans. Zone coverage, hey, alert, alert, set hut, quick slant to Evans, because you want to get that ball out of there as quickly as possible. Why? Because they got Mufasa rushing the passer. Who is Mufasa? Zadarius Smith. That man is a lion, okay? He cannot wait to get his hands on some beef. And what's his name? Donovan Smith. Ooh, Donovan. It's going to be a long day for Donovan and Brady if Zadarius Smith gets his hands on Donovan before Donovan gets his hands on Zadarius. And that's the one flaw, not the one flaw, that's one of the major flaws Donovan Smith has, is he doesn't go get it. He's a prey, and he's going up against one of the mightiest predators in all of edge football today in this game.
But can I just say this real quick, Mo,
Yeah.
just so we can say this? He is not Mufasa. That man is Scar.
Okay, Scar is better. I'll give you that. Please rewind. They got Scar. Okay. Moving on now, let's talk about a few things that are interesting from the team dynamic end, all right? For Tampa, the biggest key in this game is the red zone on both sides of the football. Tampa Bay's defense is 8th in the league in the red zone. Green Bay's offense, middle of the pack. That's big. Tampa Bay's offense, 6th in red zone offense. 6th. Above 70%. That is a high efficiency rating.
They were 80% before the Bears game. So
It's all right. Regardless, they're very efficient.
yeah.
And Green Bay defense, 24th in the league in red zone efficiency on defense. Okay. Here's the most interesting dynamic to me in this game. Tampa Bay's run defense is number 1 in the league. But guess what? The number 1 reason for that is Vita Vea. He's not there. Green Bay's run defense, 26th in the league. 25th in the league, rather. I'm sorry, 25th in the league. Biggest reason for that? They didn't have Kenny Clark. He's back today. And to me, for Tampa to be effective in all those game plans in the passing attack, because of how inconsistent this offensive line can be, they need that run game to really get going today, as Jerm talked about. And then lastly, you got Green Bay, who's one of the best in pass protection and one of the best in pass rushing. So is Tampa. Tampa's also one of the very best in pass rushing. And then one of the most biggest keys, Tampa is last in discipline in the NFL. I know I said a lot. I know I want Tom Brady to ruin Artemis's birthday weekend. But I got to go with the coldest man in the galaxy today. Give me 4K12. I'm going to call him 4K12 because he's been balling. Give me the Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers to win this game 31-28. And that's where we at.
We don't believe you. We need more people.
Well, guess what? I got Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to make a believer out of a lot of people.
No, we not.
I know it. I'm committing.
I know what he just did
Listen,
there.
I know why.
That jinx bullshit.
No, no, no,
Listen,
no, 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 no jinx, no jinx, no
Oh,
jinx. I'm gonna be listen, no jinx, jinx it. That reverse psychologization, that reverse psychologization. I can't even say it. How did he say it? Psychologize. I can't even say it.
Hey man, look.
Where's Worldwide Lesio? How did Umar
uh,
say it? Psychologization, whatever the hell he said. All right,
Man, look.
ain't no reverse psychology on this one. I am straight up picking Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers because they are a better football team right now. MJ,
real
anything
quick.
you want to add?
Ooh, the
Now,
germ, the ghost of germ is
hold on, real
gone.
quick. Yeah. So last week, the Tampa Bay apparently called Desmond Snacks Harrison to try to fill that role for Vito Vea, and he said no. And he's right now sitting on the practice squad for the Seattle Seahawks. So that's a pretty interesting thing that flew under the radar. But I waited to make this, to hear everybody's point of view here in this game before I made the pick. Um, I think Aaron Rodgers has been playing some MVP football. We can't deny that. I am going with Mo here in the Packers, as hard as it is, but I think they're going to score more points. I think this game is going to be in the 30s between both teams. I'm going to go 39-37. I'm going to go 39-37 on this game. This is going to be a close. It's going to be a close, high-scoring game.
Ooh, germ so goes. He
Let's
wants
get
to
to the
call
comments real quick.
bull.
Jerm, you better get some holy water going because Siobhan says we gotta pay tithes to the Church of True. Uh, talk about Eric and Aaron trad. Yes, indeed. They cracking up at the Karen mac and cheese. MJ. Also Leon. He's from Chicago as well, but he
He
rocks with
rocks with
that
the
Rotel.
Rotel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he also says Gronk with 7 catches in 115 and a touchdown. I sure hope so. Germ so ghost, as Josh Storms said it. Fellas, great show. We went a little over the mark, but that's bound to happen with all this information we coming at you with. So let the people know we giving you in an hour and 15 minutes what some of these folks will make up give you in 3-4 hours, and you sitting there watching all these nonsensical commercials. Fellas, anything we want to add before we go? Anybody that's in the physical spirit got something to say? We all
Listen,
right.
we just enjoy some football this week, man. It should be
Yes,
some good
yes,
games, some low-scoring
yeah.
games, and 1 or 2 high-scoring games.
After this week, germ so goes will be the #1 in the picks because
Mhm.
Vic and
I,
Mo
on a
decided
serious
to
note,
go.
Good,
on a
MJ.
serious on a serious note, to close this out, just want to remind everybody that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know
Yes.
with everything that has been going on, it's really difficult to be able to focus on all of the causes that we need to be able to make aware of. You probably haven't saw a lot of pink due to, there's a lot of other things the NFL football teams worry about. I just want to let it be known that we haven't forgotten about you guys. If you can donate to the breast cancer awareness, please do so. Anything that involves cancer, all cancer matters. So I don't want to hear anybody coming at me with other cancer.
Yes.
Inside joke for those who caught that. But for
Yes.
the most part, let's really, focus in on this disease and, just educating ourselves on it and seeing if we can be able to make a difference.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. Shout out to a couple of our family members in the comments and in the groups who are fighting through it. They know who they are. Uh,
Mhm.
you know we right there with you. We got a support system, and anybody who's watching this, even if you're not in our groups, even if you happen to come across this show randomly and you fighting the fight, just letting you know on Facebook, 94 Feet of Life, Views from the 22, Stoppage Time FC, Between the Rounds, Petty in the Outfield, the Petty Gaming Group, the Black Market Shoe Exchange. Those are all our groups, and every single one of them is ran by people who will give you any support that you need for whatever it is that you're going through. I'm Mo Schefter. That's M drop the J because the fadeaway is straight up perfect. Germ So Ghost in there somewhere. Vic Jr. The Scene, THESCEN. Make sure you subscribe. You're never gonna know when we're gonna come at you. The Scene, baby. slowly changing everyone's narratives. That's the show. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoy the games.